sale on. So it's just, you know, it will be available. And it also has a little thing at the top, just so people know, because I feel like, to be fair, I never have anything really showing that there's a sale on. So 1 second, because I'll show everyone what I mean. I feel like I'm not making much sense right here. Gone, it's early in the morning, I only still just took my meds, so I'm still so tired. Right at the top now, on top of the website, spring sale, and then when you go to shop, bar one of the boards, which actually has a product review on it, only thing that's actually up here are the things that are available. And then obviously, page 2. So I think that's like, as I said, but adding the spring sale at the top there, because I mean there was nothing really to indicate there was a sale on. That was the thing that I realised. But and just upgraded the website really, the storefront. So before, I know people remember what this looked like. This was really bad. I mean, it's a real photo. It just 2 seconds, everybody. After like 2 months, welcome back, bro. Sorry, I have been on people must have been on the live for a while, but I was on about 4 days ago or so, ish, 3-4 days ago. Sorry, 1 second. So I was wondering if it was on my phone or I think it's on here. But what the website looked like, and then what's been updated to, upgraded to, because it was like it looked like that. The image quality, which is the real picture of the board you've got, and then literally just updated it with like a bit of like, I guess, CGI-ish, you could say. I tried AI, did not do me any favours, so I just went through and pretty much cartooned it up. People see my arting, people know I'm good at art, so it's not a case of, oh, these are the other graphics I've designed. Sorry everybody, just ignore the one on the left. My partner wanted me to draw like a volcano, so it's the start of, without any of the major detail added to it. But so this is a new stylized water I've tried to do, which is this like white shimmy lining. Let me show you. Oops. Wait, you need to be on. Bro, I'm online, to be honest with you. I am online an awful lot. So you can see, still need a bit of detail going in here. But it's essentially how I've gone in. It's very easy. It's very easy work, But it just looks really like cohesive, do you know what I mean? I don't have to describe it. They're not the best I've done, but they were like real quick. And my partner was like, this thing, again, you've drawn again without me seeing it. I said, look, if someone was gonna, I can't think of an example, but if someone does something all the time, people don't give, actually, it made sense. But I don't, I might start drawing and then I'm not, every time I start drawing, I'm not gonna go, by the way, look at this. By the way, look at that, to everybody. But as I said, the one over here, which was the start, is very rough. I mean, it's just, has no detail yet. Bar bits of shading, just so, I like to add a bit of shading just so I can get a feel, because I can actually see it then. If anyone's tried to draw before with no detail, you'll be like, it's just difficult to add any sort of comprehensive, comprehensive feel for the graphic as well, to like where things are going to go, the size of things. Like you can always rub bits out and go again, do you know what I mean? Like I went 3-4 times with that volcano. It looked too big, looked too small. But yeah, thank you though. Yeah, morning guys, sorry. As I say, I've updated the website as well. So now there is pretty much only boards that are in stock. I've updated the website. Oh, my brain, I need a coffee. Right, that's it, we're putting the kettle on. Actually, no, we're not. Put the kettle away, so I'm going to put the cup in the microwave. I know this really triggers people. It's quite funny because I've never seen a video when anyone talk about like putting water in the microwave. And then I saw a video like a few days ago going, oh, it really triggers me when people do that. So. Oh, it's raining. It can't be sunny every day now, can it? I suppose. Wait, Bro, I kind of have a feeling like you may have, but I know all my customers, so I have a feeling like you haven't bought one of my boards. I've had so many people recently telling me, I bought one of your boards. I was like, oh, what? It sounds like they bought a board the board I'd fallen off, the design sketch I'd fallen off the board. Like, I designed that graphic, I actually made a board, but I hadn't sold any. It hadn't even been added to the website yet, so it's people already trying to get clout. It's crazy. I mean, really? I'm not saying you what, but depends which board. If you made very well at board, I just don't recognise the name on here. It's a different account. Oh, I knew I forgot to say. I went shopping for coffee. But can you pay? Unfortunately not, bro. I'm not really into gaming at all. I think it's a complete time waste now as I've got older. I don't know how to describe it. Gaming, I've tried to the other day, it upset me. I was like, oh, bro, I miss gaming so much. I tried playing, I went through like 7, 8 games. I was like, GTA, Red Dead, what's the other ones I'm playing at the moment? Or like Space Engineers, and I tried State of Decay 2, but I tried everything. And then I just went back to work, and I was just so much more happy. I know it sounds weird, but I enjoy working, so. This is a kitchen side. This is an iPad. This is a microwave. And I am a human being. And this is a live on YouTube. I have my own business, so no, why don't you go to work? You're watching my live. I love it when people do this, bro. It's so funny. It actually gets me so geared up in the morning. Please start already. I love it. I love when people do this. I know it sounds stupid. Morning, bro. Welcome. I have my own business, bro. I own a website. I make skateboards and fingerboards. So, just go away. Get a life. Get a morning, right? Right. I don't have, bro. Oh, oops. Oopsie. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to remove you. Unless you were talking to me or them. But me saying, bro, I have a business, you go get a job, you're watching my life, that's not rude. If you were talking to me, that's just straight up facts. If someone wants to tell me to go get a job, when they don't know what I'm on about, when they don't know what the hell I'm about, okay. You know what's funny when people who are like, I'm not saying you said this, but people who do say I'm rude sometimes, who actually get offended, are the people who say everything's offensive, or they'll be offensive and then they're offended by everything. They're the one, I'm like, really? It's actually quite funny. Like I said, not necessarily you, but... Oh, of course it is. Yeah, totally. It's cool, it's 0 life. Oh no, wait, there's 0 fucks in my pocket. There really is. So, really, look at you anyway. You're like a grown man. Actually, I was like to say, look, you're a grown man with a beard. To be fair, I keep forgetting that I'm starting to grow a beard now, and I'm actually a grown man too. So yeah, fair point. I can't really use that as an insult, can I? Because in my head, I still feel like I'm about 18, 17. So I'm like, look at you, grown ass man. And then I'm like, oh, I'm 25 years old. That pretty much is a grown ass man. Damn it. Eat my own words. Tea and crumpets. Oh yeah, totally. They have that every day. Bro, I love when people come in with insults. It's because you guys ain't got a life, clearly. You're on a live at, what, 7 in the morning waiting to go to work of a job you're clearly not happy with because you're miserable and you're exuding that energy, that negativity. It's 7 o'clock in my country and I'm full of energy and full of life. What's that show you? I find people funny. I find you guys hilarious. I really do. Anywho, back to what I was doing. So yeah, there's a 25% sale up. And to be fair, I never thought about adding like a little banner at the top that says spring sale 25%. Shut now. What's up tonight? I don't mean by that. I think that is the worst insult ever. So, tea and crumpet. Ooh, tea and crumpets, my old boy. Oh yes, come up with something original, please. It's a rather old joke. You said, bro, you look like a hedge, or you look like a walking, talking hedge. I'm like, that's a good one, right? What's that? Come on, come up with some original. Do you know what's funny? Brits pioneered like half the world, so when we sit there and go, tea and crumpets, guess what? Your ancestors were Brits if you're American, so suck that one up too. Oh, but no, but distant. America was founded in 17 something. We even, I mean, I know that was in the United States of America. I know it's still a little bit before, but I mean, independently. Cool. It's like this, but just don't throw shade when. I mean, truthfully, I love the American people. I really do. I've been to LA. I've been to. Well, I went to. I always say South America. I go Ecuador. People are like, that's not American. I know it's not, but it's the Americas, as I like to call it, right? You know, it's that side of the world. And it's a long ass plane flight, whatever you want to call it. It's long enough, right? It's longer than actually going to New York or something. So it's even further around. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway. This is a coffee, by the way, as well. So everyone's like, I'm drinking tea. I can't stand tea. I think it tastes like shit. I don't want a British person got so mad and debate this, like, we're so proud of you, like, mate. If you want to, like, lay your life down over tea, be my guest. That is not worth it. I find it funny when people, like, I don't know, they tip tea into Boston River to, like, you know, against the Brits. Bro, that's not our tea you're wasting. The tea don't even come from England. You know that, right? So you're just buying tea to symbolically waste. So you're not wasting your own money a little bit, like taxpayers' money. If it was directly coming from us as a gift, and then you would then chuck it away, and it was like, haha, on you, then yeah, I get it. But you're buying it from someone else, doesn't even come through England. It probably comes from the other side of the world, around the other way. I don't know, I just find it funny, man. I really do. People make me laugh. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Frankie, I didn't see that sausage, poor you. But yeah, I always win that symbolic argument. Because I'm smart, I'm screwed on. I win everything. Like I said earlier, grown ass man, and I'm a grown ass man myself. But I point that one out. I realised when I said something stupid. Real question is, I see an English muffin. I don't even know what the fuck English muffin is. Everyone goes, oh bro, what's English? I don't even know. I don't even think we have anything called an English muffin. We have crumpets, crumpets are like these things with holes in them, right? They're really nice. They're buttery. People take the piss, but they're good. Crumpet's also a nickname for like an old word they used to use for like women. Is yeah, crumpet. That's what they used to say. So that's why I find the word funny and they take the piss. Yorkshire tea is the best tea. If you are going to have tea, right, hands down. If you're going to have tea, have Yorkshire tea. If not, it's just drinking piss water. It's just, no, it's like muddy water in it. That's how I see it. But I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'd say imagine being English and not knowing what an English muffin is, but I don't think we actually have English muffins. We have a sausage egg muffin, but I'm pretty sure you should have those in America too, right? And that is just, well, the name implies what it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, to be fair, yeah, it's the same name. It's a funny name that I used to say, but I mean, English people have funny names. I mean, like this country, we used to say, yeah, don't people say that? Oh, taking that, like I don't. You say Mrs., but maybe like, oh, you got a bird. Don't say that anymore. I don't like it. It sounds so champion. That's another one. I don't think you say in the States either. I've never heard anyone say that. So, oh, you got a bird. Nah, it's weird. It's almost like saying it's like, I don't even know, it's just weird, isn't it? Wait 2 seconds, everybody. My meds haven't quite kicked in yet. Struggling this morning. But yeah, crumpet. There's a thing called a crumpet, and then there's a thing called there's a thing that's got a very similar name. And then to me, it's like a pancake just with holes in it. And that's all that is, really. And then it's defining, like, is it a sweet batter, or is it not a batter mix? Is it sweet? Is it, like, you know, savoury? I'll be honest with you, right? after exploring the world, I do like the home food of England, right? So, you know, roast dinner, top notch. I mean, bacon. I've had bacon, and this is not dissing bacon from the States, but you guys actually have different pig, right? You have different pork. Your pigs are huge. Well, we have these standard size ass pigs, right? It's just, and they've not been grown with steroids. I don't know if it's steroids, but you know, maybe steroids, I'm guessing. But I don't know, just they're really unhealthy. I mean, not unhealthily big. They just look like they'd fuck you up. They're like one of our cows, right? And they're just. If people ain't seen an American pig, I think people are shocked to think they're not the same thing. But yeah, anyway, on to what I said. But that's why to me I don't like it as much because it's a little bit fattier bacon. But if people saw if Americans saw English bacon, I don't know if you have, there's no fat for it at all. Only on the edge. There's just one giant piece of the meaty bit in the middle, in every slice. Oh, that's the one thing I was like, okay, that's really good. And then I don't know. I always worry like Americans when it comes to. And the only thing I worried about was clogging my arteries with the amount of cheese. So over here, it's like, you know, you get a brick this big of cheese, and it's meant to last a whole family of 5, like a week plus. You know, a little bit on your meal, done. A little bit on your. Bro, it's like half a pound, a whole block of cheese into a meal. I'm like, holy shit. It's like cheese. It's like literally mac and cheese cooked right with a packet, which we would do over here and then just leave that, maybe a little bit of cheese on top. But then it's like a whole brick of cheese in that, then cooked, then taken out, then another layer of mac and cheese, then crisped with more cheese and then put in the oven. I'm like, overkill a little bit, isn't it? I mean, if you have anything else in there, how do you taste anything else other than cheese? You know what I mean? It's just over the top. I mean, each their own. You know, that's what your taste buds like. I mean, to be fair, people always talk about Americans eating unhealthily, but one thing I will say is they drink a lot healthier than us. Holy crap. I don't, that's why I choose not to drink, because after seeing other cultures and seeing how bad English people are drinking, it's actually awful. I'm like, you know, and it's not, they always say, thinking about public health, but they let you drive in America at 16, but you can't drink until you're 21. There's got to be a reason for that, and it's because it's so addictive and dangerous, and it's just like poison. But over here, people do not like that opinion. People are very heavy drinkers. You know, as soon as you're 5, you pop out the room, it's like, here, have your first sip of beer. It's like indoctrination. Right, and I don't know if I've shown people my other graphics, the new ones I've done. I think I showed 3 of them. So I'm all over the place there. You can't tell. I only took my meds about half hour ago. I'm waiting for them to kick in. If they don't kick in, I'm taking some more. Yeah, man. So, yeah, so I mean, I know about pigs, but there's so many people that don't know about American pigs, bred pigs. It's like they just don't. I mean, if I said to anyone, sorry, buddy, it just died there for a second. See, I'll agree with that statement. I haven't obviously. So a hearty home cooked meal by an American family. No, I haven't. I would not have eaten that. Where obviously I've eaten a hearty home cooked meal from the UK, and I would say they're probably on the same level because it is in a real level. Like if you've got the same amount of protein, you've got the same amount of like, you know what I mean. Our meats sometimes have stuff to thick, like they inject water in the chicken or whatever to like make it not while it's alive, but to make the, you know what I mean, the meat look bigger in the packets to keep it fresh and keep it hydrated. There's multiple reasons why they do it, and it'd be the same thing that they do everywhere. Really, it's a food standard. So I'm not dissing on American food at all. I mean, when you go somewhere, the food they try and give you as a straight up, like, you know, I guess it's takeaway, it's easier to do it rather than someone cooking for their family. It's very slightly different. So I mean, the meals I've seen are like extortionate. Extortion is not the right word. No, it's not at all. Just to create, just, you know, crazy amount of this, crazy amount. And I understand, like, if you're batch cooking as well, which we might do in the UK, you know, because hang in the freezer, whatever. It's the same thing. But you can't. I'm not saying that the quality of one thing's any different, because I mean, as long as it's fed the same, it's, you know. That's right. That does sound pretty nice, to be fair. See, I like pulled pork. That's good. What's Texas toast? Being dumb here. But see, that's what I might. We could quite find quite. I don't know why I find that quite funny, but in my head I'm like, that just sounds some stereotypical toast. They just called it Texan toast or Texas toast because it's like if someone called it like a British bap. I don't know because it's the T and the T and the British bap. Do you get where I'm coming from? I feel like it sounds like a stereotype, but coming from an American, it doesn't. But if I was to say it and be like, "Oh, do you want some Texas?" People are like, "What? Are you taking the piss?" I'm like, "No, like it's a real thing." I'm aware. Oh, I love beef. Sorry, I have to keep checking my dog right at the moment. She keeps bloody. She hurt a nail at the moment, bless her. Dick toes we've got. See, I don't know why, but I feel like this is just a cultural difference. But I love it how it's just giving it stuff a name. I feel like over here, I mean, we've got weird names, obviously, but it feels like nothing with names since the 18th century or something. Because we've got like Toad in a Hole. You got like. I can't think of any names now. Why has my brain done this to me? I was going to say like any meal, but I'm thinking of meals. I'm like, crap. That's Italian. I'm like, oh, crap. That's Indian. What do we actually make? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Is that people that I like? One joke I do like is people going on about how they want their British culture back. This is a joke. Hear me out first. I understand aspects, but when they're like, I'm like, what exactly about your British culture? Your Indian, your your Indian curry at the end of the day, or your I don't know, your Singapore style noodles in like in the middle of the, you know what I mean, or your sausages from Germany in the morning with your breakfast and your it like oh, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. Or your on your pudding, your chocolate, what, oh, bro, my brain, Belgian chocolate cake, right? It's just funny. Like there's nothing one thing really. Crumpets. What crumpets won't even be made in the UK. They'll be outsourced. I feel like yes, I do take the piss out of the UK, but it's funny. I find it really funny that. Hear me out. I found out something the other day about my own country. That at one point where we ruled half the world, a bit crazy, really. We done it with like, was it 1,000? No, it cannot have been that much, but I think it was like 1,200 soldiers. How is that even possible? That's like manipulation at the finest. It's like, no, we have this empire back here, but you really just got like, I don't know, a guy with a stick in a back garden. Like it really is. It is though, isn't it? It's like they were literally say on it like chocolate from Belgium or something, or like no, that's not German chocolate, but yeah, Belgian chocolate cake. And then it'd be like I don't know, cream from the EU's and this and that, and did it? Well, it's not. You know what I mean? But it's nothing's ever from the UK. I'm like, we're absolutely. I mean, well, the Strait Hormuz is still closed, so I mean, if anyone's tapped, well, fuck, it's us. It's gonna have people running around after like hunting with like a fork. You know what I mean? Because we've got nothing over here to hunt with either. Well, some people, some idiots. Bro, you can take the police. You can let, as I say, you can let the police take your 9 mils away, but then you can still get 12. Okay, I'm not gonna get into this, but my point is. I love how people think the UK is completely undefended. Like absolutely nobody on this little island, it's not a little island, but yeah, doesn't have anything to protect themselves with. Like most people, if you've got to imagine, then a lot of us who actually don't are quite savage then because we've had to fight with nothing. We don't rely on okay, you got like that. We're not even allowed a bat. You know what I mean? You're not. If you get caught about why do you have this, you need a baseball to go with this bat because otherwise you'll be arrested for an offensive weapon. I am not joking. It gets worse than that. I mean, a burglar comes in and then you're like, get out of my house. It's like, did you just swear? You're going to have to write you up for that. I'm afraid that's a swear word. That's a naughty word that is used a naughty word. It's dumb. See, to be fair, right, I will say, right, arguably, I would say, I think everybody's like, you guys have the best of this, you have the best of that. I think everyone wants to be something else. I wanted to grow up going to like, I don't know, why can't I think of the bloody words now in my brain? Going to college, being on campus, having like either literally, I don't even know how to describe it, like bad neighbours, right? Where you could like either buy a, you know, you stay with a frat house, you buy like, you all chip in together. That just felt awesome. That felt like the teenage. I hear it's like, now you're 18, no fun, go get a job. You know, go get a job. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you don't have that in America. I know you can get a job at 60, you can get, it's the same. But I mean, here's like there was no option. It's changing now because I know there's no houses to buy. So they're like, you have to live with your parents until you're like, I don't know, 60, 70, 80. Take the house off them, have kids, they're born in the same house, pass it down generations. That's what it feels like. Not I mean to get into the new houses being built. We'll not see those at all. As I said, anyway, my plan is to dive in a boat and piss off. Right, I'm gonna just, if everything went tits up, like I've said, if everything went tits up, right, I would literally go down to your nearest like thingy. I would hotwire a boat. I would grab jerry cans and I would just keep going. I would just keep going. I would get like, you know, you've got a flare box and the thingy. I would just keep going. I would just. I think like I've always said, like me being homeless and going for everything I went gave me this real like mode to survive, and I just see everything. And people like, I said to my partner, all I need to know is, are you coming tonight? She's like, I was like, you don't understand how serious. When I say I'm a do say, I do it. Like I wouldn't just be like, well, I'm just gonna get on the boat, but I wouldn't want to leave. But I say if there's like no other option, and I'm like, people just be like, I don't know what people just sit there like, I don't know. People don't think, and that's the one thing I can't stand with this country, is the, it's just a lack of like everyone's just in like limbo. Right, no one does anything. No one's trying to progress anymore. No one's. It's like, yeah. To be fair, on the UK, I'm like, shit. Where can I go? There's only ocean. I've got to do it. I'm afraid. I mean, I know all about boats. I've literally, well, I didn't have a speedboat. Obviously, I'm only 25 now. But my foster parents, from the money they had from looking after me, they bought a speedboat. Obviously, when I left, they had to get rid of it. Couldn't keep up with it and the costs and stuff like that. But it was fun. It was good fun. We used to take it out into the harbour and stuff like that. Go out the pool. But yeah, absolutely shit scared of the ocean. I would like, I'm like, I know it's not real, but I mean, I just get scared that a shark will come up and eat my ass in the bath, right? There's bubble bath. I'm like, great, I can't see below me now. It's a shark. Even though it's physically impossible, it's done. But that's till that's a very. But obviously, I matured up and realised, okay, this ain't gonna happen. But being on a boat, I'm like, who knows what? I'm just out here alone, and then a big ass sea monster just comes up and eats my ass. I'm gonna be none. No one's gonna be none the wiser. It's like, where's Josh? Oh, do you remember Josh? Sort of. Oh well. Last thing I know, he'd get on the boat. Oh well, I hope he got to America. You know what I mean? Like who? I mean, it would take. I mean, seriously, people don't realise to sail. I would have. You're gonna have to sail part of it because I mean, you run out. If you wouldn't be able to keep going, you generally would run out of fuel or something. You would have to really preserve. You would have to be a good wayfinder as well, just using like stars at night. Um, yeah, that. Don't worry, that is generally the plan. Luckily, I live quite near the ocean. That would be 100% the plan. And my partner knows it, 100%. I said, look, you tell your grand to come down here, get us to a flipping dock. She can get on the boat. People like, my survival instincts kick in at that point. I'm like, right, rations. I'd eat the bare minimum every day, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's thalassophobia, man. Scared of it. I'm a surfer though, so I do like. I don't like the ocean. That's a lie. I like surfing. I love surfing. It feels so freeing. Do you know what I mean? And being in the water sometimes I just you forget about it. But I couldn't. I've gone diving. I've gone scuba diving. Actually, arguably, diving freaks me out more. I don't know why. I think just less vision as well. You have less vision when you have diving gear on. I don't like it. I don't like how light you are in the water and trying to maybe ascend or something. But then, say if you're trying to get out of the water, you're like clunky, heavy. You've got flippers on. So say if you know, trying to get out of the water could be a bit of a challenge if you manage to just get to surf and you're trying to get onto a boat and then boom, pulled under. Like I think that's why it freaks me out more. I'd rather just be me, even though you're a lot slower with just you. Like you know, your flippers can add a lot more speed to it and stuff like that, and just more aerodynamic with the gear on realistically. But I mean, a shark can go up to like what is it, 50 mile an hour, 6 mile. What's the point? I'll just lay there and like snack. You might as well just squeeze some lemon on myself, bit of salt, you know. But yeah, so that's the favourite to the point where like I will watch a shark movie right now and I will have my legs up off the floor. I don't like. I generally shit scared of them that much. have a heart attack. But as I said, I'd still surf. I still surf. Well, I haven't surfed for like a few years now, but I still would. I know I would. I love it. I've surfed in Australia, which was wild. I mean, I love when people say Australia, like in Sydney, it's just not the place to surf. Perth, wonderful. Queensland, like North Queensland, wonderful. And do you know what the most amazing thing is? Like, I always say to people, is like, you just think it could be everywhere. I never saw a shark. I've actually seen more sharks in the UK. I've seen, is it what they called a St. Hound shark, whatever the little ones. I've seen a basking shark when I jumped into the pier, off the pier into the water. And have I seen it? I've seen reef tip sharks, but not in the UK. That was abroad. But I've never saw a shark when I was actually surfing or anything like that. So, and they are very far and few in between. They're like literally like what? Is there like 6 to 12 attacks a year? Not even that. It's like really, and you think about how many people in the water every single day surfing. It's crazy. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I think just I would generally get us somewhere. I don't even care where it is. It could be an island, and I would get or somewhere that's got enough expansive land. I would find natural like shrubbery, food. You know, I would find what's poisonous, what's not. I would guarantee it in the sense of I wouldn't risk a mess with a plant I was unsure about. It would be something I was 100% sure on. I would then try and build like a water filter so I could literally continuously drink. And I mean, seriously, I would drink. I know it's gonna sound disgusting, but I would drink if I had to drink my own piss like filtered through. You have to. You can only do it a certain amount of times. You can't. It's not like an endless amount. It's probably like once or twice. But then you can mix it with rainwater, a bit of salt water to try and, like, you know, you shouldn't drink a load of salt water, but if you can actually purify it a bit, mix with some, like, probably the best is just, you know, creek water, river water, fresh water source, for sure. But I mean, that would literally, being homeless, I know it's in the UK, it's very different, but just having to survive temperatures. I nearly got hypothermia because it was like -1, -2. And I was soaking wet. So when you're on minus and you're like, your clothes are already like going hard, frozen parts of it. So I literally got stuck to what part of my clothes one point to my back. It started to fuse to my skin by the time I woke up. It froze that much. My toes started to go blue and brown. So I'm not like boo-hoo. I'm just like, I think you go through these things in life for a reason, right? We go through lessons in life for a reason. Like people haven't gone for anything are like, shit, where's mine then? I don't know, people always like get attention for that or whatever, but at the end of the day, it does seem to, I don't know, give you this sort of understanding of how you would act in a situation. You can never be sure of how something's going to go down. You can never be sure of it. You'd like to, but I mean, but I think it's just, I'm terrified of what could ever happen. Do you know what I mean? That's the truth. Learn up, I wasn't. But I think I'm terrified knowing that it's all on me. I know for a fact that I become the adult of the adult in the situations over my parents, my partner's parents, because everyone else is like what I call a sitting duck, not doing anything with any ideas or plans, doesn't even like thinking about anything. Because they're like, oh no, just ignore it, da 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 da. Where I'm like, okay, I know what I'm ordering in. I know what I have. I'm literally at the moment buying in loads of cans of canned food, canned goods. I'm literally getting another recurve crossbow this month, which are illegally allowed, just adding, but it literally Mancoon, so multiple shot crossbow, reload, you know, so it's and it's like 150 pounds draw power. So you know that's enough to definitely enough. I mean that's good for like say if you needed to hunt in a situation. I'd never want to because I love animals. I really do, man. I'm an animal lover, but even my partner says you know understands needs at the end of the day. And you really die, everything's gone tits up, you know, there is no, who do I call? Nothing. It's like apocalyptic, ravenous, everybody's going ransacking. You want to have something, someone comes to your door. You know what I mean? Protect yourself, that's all I'm saying. And this is why I shouldn't be in the UK, because the UK is just like, no, just give everything you have. Love your neighbour. Even when they are putting a 12 gauge in your face. Like, no. No. Like people say yourself, like I can't do it right now. You got to understand. My partner means everything to me as well, and she understands the dire need. She really does. But she understands she's got family. Nobody just wants to just, do you know what I mean, straight away, to then find out everything's sorted out. When I don't think it will be. I think people around me need to see for themselves. And then I'm like, right, cool. You got enough of a visual understanding? Have you taken it on board? Is it like embedded in your mind? Cool. Let's let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like some people need a wake up call. Unfortunately, some people need to see stuff to have the reality check. That's all I'm saying. And I think, you know, but that's what I know. So, at the moment I've got my own business stuff like this. I know it's gonna have to at one point. Okay, I love it. I was gonna have to I still have the IP. It's still mine. Hopefully, if the world don't go too tits up, then you know I can come back to it. That's like my plan, and not like necessarily here because I can just pick this up anywhere. I'm the artist. I make the fingerboards. I still have that skill. I just need to buy a new mold or whatever I'm doing elsewhere. Hopefully, things pick up. I mean, things always hit the fan, hit the shit fan metaphorically, but then sort themselves out. I mean, we're still all standing here, and we've had atomic weapons since, you know, Hiroshima. Or I can say Hiroshima. Hiroshima. There you go. I was going to say it really fast or slowly, but yeah, anyway. My point is, it's always scare, buy this, warmongering, buy this, buy that, you know. It's never full on, in my opinion. I mean, I'm very shit, my toe. I could be wrong, but yeah, doubt it. I doubt it very much. See, right there. The first one, rabbits, I couldn't do because my partner loves rabbits too much. My partner literally said something, right? So this is me being real with everybody in a situation. She said a cow, they're in a field. And I said, yeah, but bastard's just been left in a field his whole life anyway, and stuff like that. I said, that feels that feels wrong. That feels like you are doing something. I feel like it needs to be in the 1 minute saying blissfully calm, chilling, has no, like me right now, if we were to be, right, we just don't want to know about it. So I think the same would be said for an animal. That's not why I think stunning them is humane. But anyway, let's get on with this main conversation. You want something that's completely no thought process, no pattern, no thinking, nothing. It sounds as horrible as it is, but I was like, do you understand how big a bloody cow is, right? To my partner, I said, that's a, you know, I was like, nothing too small, nothing too big. I was like, it's a very difficult one, but I would rather go personally for some venison. I don't want to say it, but yeah, you know what I mean. Personally, would rather go for like, I don't know, a moose or something. I mean, a moose is huge, I know, granted, but I've been saying that's just, I mean, 1 minute living its life out in the open, it always has been, it's chill, it's had the freedom. Because I think having something cooped up to then just take its freedom anyway is so cruel. I mean, that's just horrible. Just don't give it life in the first place, really, if you're just going to just make it miserable. I mean, obviously do. Yeah, I mean, controversial topic. But I would never want to do that. Oh, man. Hopefully not, everyone, eh? Hopefully not. So I'm dead serious when I shut me about it. See, like in a few months, probably like 4 months, and I'll be over it. Yeah, to be fair, on a boat, if that's, you know, I would want a relatively nice sized boat, and you want one that can withstand some pretty big waves if you're going across any major ocean. Because that just could capsize, and then that is my other biggest fear happening. It's like, great, I just left to die in a boat, get eaten by a whale. Well, not a whale, obviously, a whale won't eat you, but you know what I mean? It's just, oh no, that's my fear. That is literally the biggest fear. I think drowning is too. Hell no, I'm good. I am good. So I would want a big enough boat, right? I would want a big enough boat. Give me like give me something. I was going to say something there, but I mean that. With all due respect, that sank. You know what I mean? Just give me. I don't know. I'll just take a flipping cargo. You can't. Obviously, you can't. It's just too noticeable. You know what I mean? You would need something. I mean, Sunseeker size. Maybe like. I mean, imagine if I turn up in a Sunseeker. I'd live on the bloody Sunseeker. It's got a swimming pool. Not that you need a swimming pool in those situations, but. If people know what Sunseeker is, surely people got to know what Sunseeker is, right? Oh, I would have one of those. But where I would personally head is either Canada, so I'd kind of head out and up towards like New York. But I wouldn't try and go so high up straight away because I wouldn't want to really hit any ice fields. You know, I'd want to stay on a straight line directly, kind of where the equator is, where the heat is. So I'm not going to hit any like ice fields, as they're called. So that's one thing I was also taking into consideration, because I mean, you don't want to get stuck with an ice, because you might have a crash, but you might actually get stuck in ice fields. and then have to walk. But then obviously ice wall don't necessarily connect to anything, so you're just stuck on this, like, it's not an ice bridge between anything, it's not a land bridge, you know, you're just stuck. That's why you've got to get those big boats that come through and crush all the ice and shit. I know it wouldn't happen necessarily there, but like the higher you go up, like too high, but obviously I do want to end up going up anyway. But I don't think it takes ages. It would take like 3 months, probably. I'd say 3 months every day of travelling. I mean, you would barely be able to sleep really, because you'd the too small of a nap would cause you to go off course way too far because of currents. So there's a lot of mental preparation for something like that. But that is the ultimate plan, because what, I can't take a plane? Fuck it, I'm not even going to try and convince myself I know how to fly a plane. I mean, if I got it in the air, I wouldn't know how to get the landing legs out. I would not be able to touch down easy. I'd just, that'd be it. We'd be done for. I could not do a plane. I mean, yeah, I'm scared of flights. I'll still do it, obviously. I just have a diazepam before I get on the plane. I'm all good. I'm not scared, but when I first got on the plane ever, I screamed at everybody going, yeah, freaking out. And my mum was like, just calm down. Like, this is my adopted mum, by the way. So I don't people think my junkie family can afford a holiday. But yeah, so I'm screaming, I'm panicking. And yeah, they would have had to remove us off the flight. But my mum was just like, no, it's okay. And I went outside near the toilet part in the middle, was just freaking out, crying. And then she was like, no, it's going to be fine. And then I didn't realise, because obviously she was like, you know, they're just doing the takeoff process. And then she didn't tell me we were about to take off. Obviously, it was like, go back to your seats. And I was like, okay. So my mum was like, come back to our seat, but just sit down for a second. And then obviously it started going off the runway. I was like, wait, what? And then my ears popped. And then after we were like, I was just saying the main climb, and then it leveled out again. I was like, oh, this ain't too bad. And then it turned. Yeah. And oh my lord. And then, as I said, since then I've had some of the worst. When you fly a lot, you experience it. But what do you call it? Shit, brain, my brain. Loss of altitude. What's it called? Go through clouds and cold spots. Why have I completely forgot what it's called? People know what I'm on about, right? But I swear it dropped like what felt like 30 meters in the plane. It was absolutely horrible. My stomach didn't stop going up. That's what it felt like. And never dropped. And it's like the turbulence. There you go. And then the pilot pretty much was like, well, in my 30 years of piloting, it was some of the worst turbulence I've experienced. And it was like my third flight in. I was like, yeah, great. More to make me love it. Lightning looks nice. But anyway, stop waffling, Josh. I'm delaying the inevitable, right, which is fingerboarding today. I'm delaying it. To be fair, I'm gonna go out and probably have a chip. But I chipped out some medical this morning, so I'm probably gonna go have that. See, to be fair, it's probably a good idea, isn't it, just to plan. But no, see, I do like Google Maps, just looking around. I think it's really cool. I think people who don't travel either too often, the more you do have a sense of the globe, so if you actually do look at something like Google Maps, you really do feel more connected sometimes, because I think sometimes when you are just thinking your town where you live, your town where you live, but if you look on a globe or a map, so you just scroll across on the same thing, you're on the same app, you don't leave the application, and you can go over to Taiwan or UK or America. It makes us feel more connected. So I'm like, wow, like I've never understood the whole hype around, like when I've got off a plane somewhere else, the only thing I'm like, wow, I'm like, well, I forget how warm it is every single time. That's it. I mean, people get so nervous when they're going abroad. I'm like, I actually don't. I feel less nervous. I'm like, I'm going somewhere where nobody knows me. Yeah, complete fresh blank start. No one knows you. And if someone like, hey Josh, that would then be time to freak out, right? Unless obviously you're well known. But I mean, other than that, it's like a fresh slate. I don't know why people get freaked out. I guess it's because they feel like alone, maybe, or like. I think that's our independence thing, though. And I was talking to my partner, like, she's a Cancer, I'm Aquarius, right? Star signs are funny. They always work, but they can complement each other really well, which we've ended up doing, right? Which is just brilliant. But she's very much like, what's it called? She's like emotionally attached as well, and it's a good way. Where is it like Aries are like very, just we float through life. We're just more independent, and I think having a nice mixture of the two. But I've got to take that board. Like I never believed in stars, but now stars okay, it's starting to make sense. Maybe it is literally the time of year you're born is just going to be your temperament. For some reason or another, the time of year you're born is your temperament. Because I mean, it said about being. I didn't believe that. I thought it was all hocus pocus or whatever. And then I started to see about like emotionally intelligent, that or like they're really independent, and it's literally ticked every single bloody box that I was in. And I was like, okay, to be fair, and my partner's one tick. I was like, okay, this is creepy. And then also, this is my proof against atheists as well. You got the Earth and the Moon, and you got that triangle, which I don't know what they call it, but it's just everything perfectly aligned. It's like the shape of the corner of the pyramid as well. It's like the corner of it. Bruh, shit, what is it? Pythagoras? No, I'm probably wrong here. I'm gonna have to look it up. But like, I've seen so many things on it recently, and I'm like, to be fair, life doesn't just smash together to make life perfect the way it has, but also for like this diagram to work out. So like the moon's the same distance like from this, and I don't even understand how to describe it because my brain, it's incomprehensible. I mean, it's comprehensible, obviously, you know what I mean, but is it Pythagoras? I feel like I'm thinking of something else. Why am I thinking of Pythagoras, bro? What is this thing? What is that Earth thing? People know what I'm on about, right? Yeah, and it's so weird. I like to think I'm a people watcher sometimes, in the sense I watch people and I wonder what they're just doing with their lives, because I think people do get very not obsessed, because it's not their fault. You end up being you only experience through your eyes, so of course you will end up. Sorry, 1 second. I've got to find this bloody thing. I can't remember what it's called, man. And it. I know this should come up with it. If it doesn't. Okay, maybe it's not going to come up. I'm so stupid sometimes. It's where I'm convinced that ADHD, like, I don't even know. Am I smart? Do the ADHD meds make me smart? Who knows? Who actually has the answers? Let me fucking. This one, right?
I'll tell you exactly. By itself, without any so happened to one day
That one.
into this sphere that just so happens to be perfect for life. Oh, and one day an accident happened where a massive chunk of matter smashed into this chunk of matter.
Right.
Came out, created this bubble.
That just doesn't. I didn't notice. I didn't know all the things about that. All the way from the micro scale up to the macro scale, things are essentially the same. I don't know if that's what it's called. I honestly can't remember. And that was something else. But all I can say is, more and more I look into things, and the geometric patterns and the designing of the universe, it really does actually make up more. It makes more and more sense. I don't know. It's just weird. I think anybody now who believes that something doesn't exist and it's ridiculous that people come up with this cult-like belief system, I think they're ridiculous. I'm like, how do you think something smashes together and it's just like starts talking, starts creating the way it has, different species, different breeds, we're aware of each other, we're conscientious. Dust doesn't smash together to become conscientious. It doesn't. I mean, mankind, since the beginning, have tried to do like a Frankenstein's a monster, so to speak. Someone gets that wrong as well. Frankenstein isn't it's Frankenstein's a monster. Frankenstein is a doctor. But anyway, so people try to make homunculuses and all these little things. It doesn't work, proving even from years and years and years and years and years of man trying to make something, we've not successfully managed to make it. Yet, dust flying together in the universe can. That doesn't make any sense. So before we were here, a less creative force called gravity pushing dust together made man, but now man's here, man can't remake man. Only through the natural biological way. That doesn't add up at all. I just find it beyond interesting. And the more and more you look into it, the more and more things start to make almost less sense. So it's that way it's got to make more sense. So that double meaning. Anyway, so I wanted to show people as well, like, what I've been busy with on the last few days. So see this image here? Wrong one. And then that one here. So you can see it just looks clearer. That's it, innit? I'm not that exactly, but I'm getting that tattooed on me. It's like, what is it? All known knowers know nothing. I can't remember what the saying is, but it's like, so anyone that's basically so consciously aware is so aware that we're not aware. It's people who are very dumb who think that we're extremely aware of who we are. I think I like to take shots at the dark in it, I guess, if you know what I mean, the stab in the dark, to guess, like everybody does, to theorise, but there's no way anyone's truly correct. It's just way too deeply in depth and diverse. And I mean, one thing is the universe can't even be 4,000 years old like Christianity claims. I will just be honest about that. It can't, because DNA has proven itself to be older. But then people go, "Oh, but science disproving this." I'm like, what if we got it all wrong? And it is Christianity, or is this, or is that? But it goes back further. You know what I mean? And we've just read it wrong. That doesn't mean that anybody's wrong. That means we just slightly misinterpreted it, which, if anything, could be better, because it means there's more answers to actually be found rather than the shit we can't seem to make sense of right now. I mean, I think we need better answers. I think we need to decide things better. Or just accept it's not going to happen. I almost think the moment people accept things as they are, and mortality, and that we don't own anything, is the moment that wars stop happening. It's the moment that people start fighting over something you can't own because you possibly don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't. Oh well, I won't go down to that one. My brain will start spiraling in that one. I'll be right back right now. My point is humanity so stupid that we actually think we're that smart? Is that what's going on here? You know what I mean? We're like, we fooled ourselves that much into thinking we're like, I mean, to the point where even say, we're made in God's image. Nothing else. Man must be perfect. Not that we're like a freak abomination of nature. That's just gone weirdly wrong, right? So I love having these opinions, because this is saying that in the Christian debate, in the Christian whatever, or Jewish or Judaism, whatever it may be, I guess it's sort of accepted, but then it's a bit like, oh, is that controversial? No, this is just an idea, and this is what the world is formed of. If anything else is, to me, is organised religion or an organised cult-like system. Because when you stop letting people express how they feel, God made it with us with thoughts and thinking in mind, how to improve, evolve, whatever. So to then cap that thinking is not normal, because clearly we're meant to question, we're meant to learn, we're meant to wonder and stuff like that. That is the whole point. Manifesting, man. Yeah, true. I do. Yeah, I agree with that completely. I think where we've got that wrong as well is the creator is inconceivable as well. Like, in his own image. I don't think it necessarily when he made it. I think it made him. When we read his own image, we're taking it as, we look exactly like him, his image. But no, his image could be his ideal image of how we should look. You add a few more words to that, it becomes a completely different sentence. But they might not have back then added a few more words, because shortened version was the way of saying it. Do people understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying people are stupid, but I think that's where we've got it so wrong. We're going so literal word for word, when realistically you can't do, I don't believe, because things change so drastically. Because I mean, thee and thou and they, like thou is, you. I don't even know. Some old Shakespearean, I don't know, but my point is, I don't know. Or like an eye for an eye. It's very much like, you could take that as literal. Why is there an eye for an eye? But no, it just means, you do unto me what I do unto to you. You get what I'm trying to say, right? It's just karma, essentially. But they've got a way. Look, we just say karma now. That's karma-ish. I know it's not exactly just karma. Karma's like something else. But we abbreviate things, we shorten down, but then also we just assume that's what we could have even made them longer, we could have shortened them, we could have changed the meaning entirely. So, I mean, the Bible could literally mean children's book. I'm not saying it is, or like, you know, a fairy tale. I'm not saying it means that, please understand. I'm just saying we don't know originally what people set out and intended to mean. We can't speak to them, so we can know there's no way. So, like, that's what I mean. How can we get mad with each other over something? If you want to believe something, that's cool, bro. You go believe that. As long as it doesn't harm anyone else and you know you can live in harmony and accept other people to their belief. It doesn't become so bloody narcissistic or something, right? Brilliant. Because truthfully, I sit around and look at religions and like, but do you not see the main issue here? I also just think it's emotional cap and regulating thinking. It puts like it literally puts an emotional cap on you, and also it's emotional control. I think once you can make people be like, oh, but do you not love your, you know, your religion? Would you not like it becomes kind of toxic in a way. That's when I also don't agree with it. It should only ever be used in the sense of in a good, like there's so, like Sikhs for example, beautiful, such a kind people, man, and they like literally like you're at their table, you are their guest always, sort of thing. You know, that is a sort of religion I can get behind because it's never about you, it's always about somebody else. And if everyone was like that and someone else thought about you and you thought about them, we wouldn't need to think about ourselves because we'd all be thinking about each other, and we, you know, but clearly the world don't work like that, so we do have to think about ourselves sometimes. That's the issue. You got one people trying to go this way and that way, and you know, and that's the thing I struggle with. I'm like, you can't have it one way or another. I also think that's why they're all different. We started off as not Panama, what's it called? Jenna? No. You know what it used to be before Pangea, I think it was, before everything split and it was all connected. But then it's like people have different beliefs, people have different ideas, you know, and then what do? We separate them by land and sea. I know they built boats, okay, we put we put creatures in the water, we make it, you know, we give them a fear, an irrational fear of the ocean and monsters and sea monsters and the deep and drowning, so they can't. We're giving them if we'd have built boats, we wouldn't have done it. So I just think maybe that's also another good point, you know. Maybe where it said God split the sea, or I don't know, it could mean anything. So I mean, you could read into it. You could sit there for hours and hours trying to debunk or just not debunk, but you know, find a different reasoning or a different word meaning behind something in the Bible. It's kind of wild. So I've got to do this because I can't sit down. Like I said, I was going to check up on restless leg syndrome because I thought I had it. I definitely don't. Because like restless leg syndrome apparently is actually less about the fidgeting. Like you don't necessarily fidget, but your legs feel uncomfortable apparently, so it's slightly different. Where I actually can't keep them still. I generally want to get some trank on just. I don't mean that sort of trank. Sorry, that sounded bad. I see people in the States here and go, "What? That's really bad." But I mean, just over here, you just got muscle relaxants. So do call them tranquilizer, right? That's what I mean. Into my legs, just for like 4 or 5 hours, just so I can't move, you know, I don't want to move my bottom half for like, it's such a pain, man. Sometimes I feel like just doing like a little dance to get out of my system. I'm like, will that help? You know what I mean? Do like a little jig. Do like a little Irish jig. Pre-goblin. Does that sound like, yeah, sort of, pre-goblin. So I just remember, I literally had an Irishman, it's just like, when he would say pre-goblin. Pre-goblin. Oh, I love the accents, bro. So I'm making myself laugh now. This is called hysteria. No, delirium. Oh, what is the one where you're just tired and you're deranged? I'm kind of like pissed off right now, so I realise it's so early in the morning and I can't think because it would just be, you know, I mean, I can talk and stuff like that, but it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's only just turned 8. So I've been on live for how long? 2 seconds. When I come back, I will just sit down an hour. Delirious. That's the one that is, isn't it? I'm getting delirious. Like, I do find it funny because I'm like, is it delirious? Is it like, I know I've got ADHD. I know it. I don't like. I only joke on the question because apparently, if you misdiagnose someone with ADHD meds, they might actually. The chances of giving them the same effect as someone with ADHD is very high because it makes everybody concentrate, so they can misdiagnose people. So I'm like, am I just buzzing off my tick? Like, right, sorry for that sound, but you know what I mean? Am I like gearing to go? Am I like 2 stages away from going in right here, pretty much? And they've got it wrong. I don't know, because some days I take it and I'm like, oh, and I'm like got my head down on the table and I'm yawning and I'm falling asleep. I'm like, shit, man, it's not good. And now I'm like, oh, I'm awake, and I'm like too awake. I'm like really annoying. I'm gonna go, hello, hello. See what I mean? And people are like, okay, bro, you need to take some diazepam, chill out or something. So I take the other day. I understand why you're prescribed diazepam now, and I mean that alone. You said it all. That wouldn't be enough in the UK for doctors. I needed to be crying at the same time and be laughing hysterically and look at them like, what are you laughing at? And then like, I'm obviously joking, but my point is I had to really push the limit. They do not give it out in this country at all anymore. Like they give it to the people who have already got it on prescription, but they don't give it on script anymore. Like it's so rare. I mean, when I even went to jail to keep me calm, they didn't like giving me. Obviously, they are currency in jail, granted. But one, they didn't even want to do that to me. So like, oh, you might leave it under your tongue. Half dissolved. I was like, what? Half dissolved one? They're like, an inmate would take that. Of course, they flipping would. Nip bag. Sorry, I shouldn't say it, but you know what I mean. They would. They're just flipping. I mean, they'll have crap in a bag if we get them somewhere. Like it really does. It's kind of sad. Anyway, I shall not mock less fortunate because you may end up in a position that was bad yourself. I mean, I really hope not. I mean, I really would not do that. I generally, do you say that? You say that's the truth in life. You say you'll never be somewhere. You have no idea. That's what messes me up. And I know it's like the laugh bad, but like, you know, 10 years later, just happens 10 years later, and I'm just like, no. But I say no, but I feel like just as I say truth, you can't say no. I mean, look at famous movie stars and people make loads of money and then end up like, I mean, to be fair, I feel like they've done it the wrong way around. I was an addict, homeless, and now I've made it my business, making a name for myself more. It's a good way around to do it. So I'm like, haha, yeah, I'm not falling for that again. You know what I mean? Like they're just sitting there like on a platter, you know, that I can buy more of them now. Like, no, I'm good. That's why I don't even drink anymore, because I know that would literally be me done for. I'd realise how much I could drink, and you know, and that's the realisation you have to take as an adult. You're like, right, yep. Now I have to have a boring life. But it's not boring. It's only as boring as you make it. You know, you do fun things instead. Drink, to be honest with you, spending half your life pissed and not remembering what you've done 2 days ago is not fun. Like, what did I do on my birthday? Oh, that was a good 25th. Like, what's the point in that? Do you remember any of your birthdays? Nah, like half of them are blurred since I was like, I don't know, 16 when I started drinking. It's just, what's the point? There is literally no point. It's so boring. I can't even make that joke on it now, but I always say, like, you just drink yourself to an early grave. There's no point in spending the money just to get there, the long route, you know, getting damaged, pain, getting like your liver pain, kidney pains in your back, you know what I mean? And then getting yellow skin and getting flipping psoriasis of the, you know, of the liver and the kidneys or whatever. I don't know where it is, just anywhere, just mess your whole body up, really. Can make you go blind. I mean, who the fuck is that? Disgusting. Just like, yeah. Pointless shit, man. Pointless. That's why you got to find your own, man. That's why I refuse to take my ADHD boosters. Probably when I need them, I'm like, look, I'm going to walk this out of my system. I'm going to do this. I take my ADHD tablet, so I don't have that. I'll have no life energy in me at sort of. I come on the live, I'll be like, I'll be like, what do you want? And then people are like, bro, you started the live with my good point. Like, that is how bad, I am in such a bad mood without my medication. And I think it's just emotion, like dopamine regulation, gone. Non-existent. But anyway, as I said, I really appreciate everyone being patient this morning. I really wanted to come on early enough, really, because I think I missed a lot of people the other day. They just left because I didn't come on all day. Cause I went on about 9 or 10 o'clock, so I guess people just assumed I wasn't coming on because it's 8 now, and you can imagine 2-3 hours from now, if you're in the States, it's going to be very late, or like, I mean, people already staying up quite late anyway. I mean, if people stay up for me, I'm like, I appreciate that, it's amazing, but why not go to bed and then wake up earlier? Or is that even more difficult? I mean, I would struggle more to stay awake. And then, but I've had a 12-hour day at work, and then listen to me. I'd be like, shut up. I'd be pissed off. Let me sleep. But people just seem to be so calm with it. Anyway, I'm gonna go and have a bit. I think I've discovered like the secret, right? The secret sauce. Not to have the whole thing on my own in the morning, because I have it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm talking in my head. I need to say that out loud on camera. There's me like, that has no effect at all. It definitely does. I just like, people think it's so cool, but I mean, like, I really wouldn't get so much more work done if I just didn't have it. I mean, I would. I'd be like, I'd literally be unstoppable. That's the truth about it. I almost feel like so many people would be. It's almost like dangerous if they don't have it, because, you know, if I'm in a, I am like defiant. If I don't have it, I'm in a bad mood. I get shit done. But like, I literally lose a finger, and someone could be like, "Did that not hurt?" And I'm like, "No." Just because I'm that angry and annoyed at everything, I'm like, I'll get it done. If I want a job done, I'll do it myself then. And I'll lose a finger, I wouldn't care. And when I say that, I know that because I have a very high pain tolerance. When the bone came out my arm, I tried to just shrug it off before I realised, you know, I kind of ached quite a bit without the adrenaline. I mean, I don't cry, but I might like curse it a little bit. You know, oh, you ass. Oh, that hurts. I'm like, oh, you know, that'd be it. But like, tears, I feel like sometimes tears may help, because people always say tears release emotion, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's what I need right now. Scream at it, because it's gonna get so mad. Because I feel like the madder I get, the madder I get. I think it was you, Tara, the other day, like, essentially, like, getting angry releases dopamine. So that's probably why when somebody said to me, not angry, but maybe frustrated, a little bit like, you know, worked up by something someone said. And I think that makes sense completely for me. So the moment that someone tries to attack me for like my work, what I do, anything like that, I feel like I'm quite positive. I just try and spread that positive message of like, do you have these little life mistakes, things go wrong, happens to me, we all get them. No one's perfect. I think that's a good thing to live by. And then when people come on that, I'm like, bro, I'm being nice. And then someone's like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, I know I am. If you're an ass to me, I'll be an ass. That's just how I work. I mean, isn't that most people? I mean, truthfully, you've got to stand up for yourself in this world as well. That's what I believe. I had so many people coming and give me shit. So that's why if people don't like it, I'm sorry. To you, obviously, anyone who's like, you know, I just want to come in for a bit of peace. That's why I try and keep it as minimalistic as possible. But truthfully, I just feel like you've got to be you. You can't. I can't change who I am. I'm like, people might like it more if I'm like politer sometimes, but you don't just get politeness given to you on a plate. You know, it's like, you know what I mean. You earn respect, 100%. I don't think you give it and then you like. I think you have a certain amount of respect. People come in there like, if they go morning, I'm not just going to go, what do you want? Who's this? Oh, I got a weird name. I'm not going to be like negative with people because that's not me. The moment someone tries to do that negative spin on my work or anything, as I say, that's when I'll take a negative spin on them, because it's just how I do it. I spin it off on someone else. I'm like, why are you trying? Not on someone else, but them again. I'm like, don't spin on me, bro. And then most of the time, they're probably left feeling like shit, which I don't really want to do. But I mean, don't try and do that to other people, because you learn your lesson the hard way, which is being made to feel like shit right back. And as I said, like, that might lose me 20 followers, that might lose me some customers, but that's just, I feel like, to be honest with you, that's how I have to be. I've said about authenticity all the way through. You know, I have to be like, well, obviously not unapologetic, because I generally, if I make a mistake, I will apologise. That's a very strong thing to have. That's a very strong suit to be able to do. I feel like, especially if you're like, and this isn't me just saying, especially if you're right, because a lot of guys are stuck up about being wrong. Just accept it. You're going to be wrong, considering probably quite a lot of the time, right? I am. Holy shit, the amount of times I'm wrong, but oh yeah, do you know what, fair enough. I'll get agitated by something first, I get worked up, and I realise, I'm like, oh shit, I should have thought before I spoke right there, my bad. Makes you a decent person, so that's what I mean. So when people try and come and give you the shit, it don't work, because you know in your heart of hearts, you're a nice person. I'm guessing people can hear me because they've been listening for a bit of the morning, so... Who are you speaking to? The chat, bro. I don't know who else I'd be speaking to, the wall. I'm joking, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I said, yeah, that sounded a little bit off. It's just, I feel like some comments, I am one of those people that's like, did that really make sense? Or does something need to be said? Or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anywho, as I said, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I'm not going to bother because it's not going to benefit my brain, really, is it? I mean, literally, I have about 4 tokes, I think I'll be like, okay, I'm good now. can tell me your cause. Sorry, I'm a bit confused what you mean by that, bro. But yeah, the only way I can describe people as well is I like, and I think it's because I saw a video as well this morning about a guy in like, what is it, the manosphere or whatever this crap's called at the moment. And it's like, but you know, women never respected to do all this crap, like this Andrew Tate crap fed to people, right? It's a load of AIDS, right? And the reason I say this, and I say it very loud and clear, very stand, like I've been an addict, my partner stuck strong with me. You know, yes, she stuck her ground, right? Like any person would do. And I stood, you know, that's what you do in life. And I was like, okay, no, you're right, I've got to get sober. It's just like, you know, and that is growth, and that is not me being controlled or being whipped. I realise, like people like to say, that's me with the self-realisation, self-validation. I didn't need validation from someone else. I also didn't need someone else to tell me how to change my life. It was almost just, I knew that in my head anyway, and it was like, fair play, you know what, you got a point. I've been thinking about it too, it's been playing on my mind. But this whole bloody flipping manosphere crap, I don't know, I can't even think of these people's names because they don't even play in my mind for longer than 10 minutes after watching the video. Said not even that, pure. They speak in shit because they're like, oh, look at me, I've got this. I'm like, bro, your whole brand is shitting on women, yeah, you say women are bad, but like that's, if there wasn't for women, you wouldn't have a brand because you're shitting, that's your whole thing. Like when mine is, I have a partner, I have a loving partner. I have my own business. She has stood by me every single step of the way. You know, doesn't care about the judgment. She is honestly such a kind of heart person. And then seeing these videos go around at the moment, making their rounds, doing like these podcasts talking about like the manosphere and how, you know, men, mate, these are called incels. There's nothing to do with the women's fault. I mean, granted, probably sometimes, right? Sometimes it is people's fault. But that's not one person or a woman's fault. That is a person's fault. Doesn't matter who it is. Or sexual, gender. Sorry, I was going to say gender then, but genre. I was getting confused then with music and that. But you get what I'm saying, right? And it annoys me that people think that. Oh, of course, mate. That's why I have a loving partner, a flat, and everyone else is sat on YouTube getting mad. And I'm watching this manosphere grow about women getting like, but they don't, you know, they take everything from guys. Like, this is called a happy relationship, bro. Living in my own flat, like, you know, I mean, she designed this. It's actually really good. I love it. And my point is, it's just this world, and people can't tell me it's not. It is growing in toxicity towards that, and I feel like I owe it. Being someone who loves my partner a lot as well. You're a Chad. So I don't know what that exactly means, but let's just imagine. I hope it's a good thing. Oh well, but like I say, everyone at the end of the day, even if it isn't, it's someone's opinion. But I used to be able to do backflips, to be fair, before I slipped disc on my spine. People are like, show me that, but the only full injury I can actually show people the scar of is my compound fracture and the bone came out my arm, which is this one here. As you can see, very brutal. I slipped disc on my spine, tore my ACLs, had a compound fracture. I had a lot of injuries. A lot. But yeah, I just really wanted to spread that message about this. I mean, at the end of the day, it does really piss me off seeing another video of it this morning, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Like, if you're a guy and you have a shit life, don't blame, right, your partner for any failures or whatever. It's something to do with that. It's the whole, I mean, the fact I have to bring up, we're reverting, man, in society, and it's pissing me off. I mean, my partner, if you treat a girl with respect, she'll treat you with respect. That's just a fact of it. You know, if you don't like her flipping friends' Instagram posts and all this crap and just be a nice, genuine person. I mean, I never understood as well, like, cheating. Like, if you don't love someone, don't get with them. A bit dumb, hey? But yeah, so I'm not trying to be like... I mean, I know a lot of people, I don't care, because I've seen some other people fight, and they're like, but I know, you know, it might be middle way and point opinion. No, I don't care if people like me because of it. I mean, the truth is, we need to respect everybody. If you were considered... I don't even know. It doesn't even matter if you're considered anything. You just want to be respected as a person. And so does your partner. So this whole manosphere crap does really piss me off. That's the truth of it. You know, it's not down to a man or a woman. It's down to an individualism. If someone is an asshole, they are an asshole. There's no two ways about it. There's nothing to do with who they are, who they're born from. And I said, main reasons. I come from a very junky, abusive household family. I have my own business. I'm a caring person. Well, I try to be caring. Family is the complete opposite. So if we are what we come from, if we are our bloodline, if we are what we're set, destined, then it just wouldn't happen that way, would it? You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. Fair play. So as I say to people as well, it's not about money. People might go, I got a McLaren. I saw a guy in a video going, I won't get this car, a McLaren, because a girl won't know what a McLaren is. But I get a Ferrari because a girl will know what a Ferrari is. And I'm like, do you not see what you're doing there? You say, oh, it's all about women. I'm trying to impress women. You see, I'm mocking right now. I'm just saying, I was having a loving part myself. Oh, I don't care about women's opinion. Yet you want the car that a girl will only know just to show off. That means you're not doing anything for you in life. What was that? It was a stunning thing. Like me, I fingerboard. People might look down. I skateboard as well as a skateboarder, but people might look down on me like fingerboarding or being an artist or say, I don't care. I have a good time, and I hope other people learn that. But other people trying to do everything to impress other people, like that guy who gets a McLaren, doesn't get a McLaren because a girl won't know it, but gets a Ferrari, but then just to shit on that girl because he's like, I'm better than you. You're not up for one. You're a complete special sauce, mate. And at the end of the day, I have my own business. I've been an addict. This pinnacle of this male isn't like short back and sides, a 3-piece dinner suit, a McLaren and a Ferrari. That's a recipe for a wanker. That is truthfully. Oh shit! I don't want to knock me out there. I've ripped the flipping socket out the wall. And they just seem so. The reason I talk about it is I know it's like the way you're talking about it, because I feel like I have to, because there's no one else doing the opposite. And I'm like, having experienced all these things, having experienced an actual abusive relationship at the hands of one of my exes who was abusive, I don't now just go, all women are this, become an incel, right? It's stupid and pathetic, right? If someone's done you dirty, they've done you dirty. Yeah, of course, get yourself up, pick yourself up. It's horrible. Try and move on. Hopefully, within a few years, you'll be in a better relationship. Someone that's some more worth and some self-love. Why do you hate everything else? It's like the people that go, what's the point? We just get up, we sleep, we pay taxes and we die. I'm like, mate, just if you've got that attitude, then just don't bother. If anyone had that attitude, nothing would have ever been improved upon in the world, the slightest bit. It is the weakest attitude to have, right? And this whole, oh man, it just annoys me. Manosphere, piss off. Like, it is so dumb. As a man, someone who wants men to be able to cry, to open up a bit, but still be like who we are, and we're all people at the end of the day. Have my own business and that, but people are, you don't know what you're talking about your ass, no. But then they literally worship the guys and kiss the feet of the guys who say that, oh, because they're an incel, it's all women's fault. No, bro. Look after yourself, have a bit of self-worth, right? And maybe someone will notice that in you. If not, clearly it's you. That's the truth. That is the truth of it. There's no two ways about it. I see moped. I love that, bro. I love it, yeah. So what? I have my own business. I have a partner. I'm not sat there on Intel going, moped, I'm an incel. You're a moped and I'm an incel. You get me? Literally have my own skateboard and fingerboard company. So I love the insults, bro. Keep them coming, because what else you've got to say? Anything interesting? Anything to add to the thingy? Because so many people like to throw shade, but you're sat there watching my life, telling me I'm a moped, telling me this is it. People just don't like it when I'm right at the end of the day. So anyway, the website's been upgraded and updated, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful 10-15 minutes. I'm back. As I said, I only need to quickly go walk the dog. But yeah, peace, and I'll catch you all then. Yeah, see, I had nothing else to say besides